Woo! What's going on, guys? Orange Storm coming at you guys today with another video, and today we're going to be talking about day 4 of Detroit Lions training camp. It's in the building. Fans were in attendance. Thanks for reporting from guys like Mike O'Hara, Tim Twentyman, Eric Schlitt. Got the reports in early. We're going to report it. So some Hutch things right off the bat, dominating again actually. Setting up camp in the Lions' offensive backfield, beating Jonah Jackson on an inside move to apparently get a sack. Next play, beating up on Penei Sewell, faked him to the outside, went inside on him, and Sewell was up there grasping for air. Couldn't make a play. Hutchinson with a really nice stop, back-to-back stop. So we got to really, these guys are not in pads. They're practicing in just their helmets and their jerseys and their shorts. So it's going to be a different feel when these guys get on all their gear and then they start banging heads. Right now it's going to be advantage defense, I say, for most part, and then and then we just go from there. But there's nothing to get worried about Sewell, and don't get too hyped up about Aiden Hutchinson because he's going to have bad days too. But this is what we want to see from our number 2 pick. This is a good sign. He's looking like he's worth that number 2 pick early on. Now, we got so much football ahead of us. It's just we can't get too carried away. But it's a good sign, and this is what we want to hear and see. So when they get their pads on Monday, the things could be a little bit different. Hutch is looking like the real deal, so that's good. Now, Blau was out here, man. He made a really nice pass to Quintez Cephas in traffic. Okudah had a really nice wrap-up, I guess. Left tackle Taylor Decker had a maintenance day, so he had a nice rest day. All the players are off tomorrow, which is Sunday, and then they strap on the pads on Monday, and they start banging heads. Malcolm Rodriguez, they were doing some individual drills with some running backs, and our 6th-round rookie could not dislodge the ball out of running back Craig Reynolds' hands. Took some effort from Craig Reynolds to really hold on to that ball, but he ended up holding on to the ball. And Malcolm Rodriguez was really known for doing this back at Oklahoma State, especially his last 2 years. He had I believe it was 13 or 14 forced fumbles. He was just a ball hog, and so it's a good sign. Rodriguez is as strong as a bull, and Reynolds is too. So that's a good little battle that we could see in the future, possibly going on. So the backup quarterback job is still in full swing. Not one guy has really taken hold of that number 2 spot. It looks like it might be Boyle right now, even though a lot of us don't want Boyle, me being one of them. I would really like to see David Blau take that next step, but as of right now, it's kind of hard to tell from our point of view who they really have as that QB2. The coaching staff, we don't know what they're favoring. It looks like they're doing the Blau-Boyle thing every other day. They're trying to find some kind of chemistry between one of those guys to take over that number 2 spot, and I don't really know what's going on. It kind of, from what I'm reading, it kind of feels like Boyle has the upper hand because he was the guy last year, but we'll see from there. But they've been getting equally pretty much reps. It's been every other day, so that's a thing that's ongoing. We'll know more down the road. Now, Tom Kennedy, man, had a beautiful catch, I guess. He made a beautiful one-handed snag for a touchdown. It was on a deep pass from Tim Boyle. Offensive tackle Dan Skipper was taken off the NFI list, the non-football injury list, doing some walkthroughs, and just got to get acclimated back into the NFL swing. Romeo Okwara, Jameson Williams, Josh Pascal, Jerry Jacobs, CJ Moore, and Jason Kambinda, all on injury lists with a mixture of NFI and PUP. So there's some guys on there. CJ Moore is close to returning though. He's ramping up his warm-ups during practice, and it looks like he's like days away from coming back. CJ Moore being our safety and being a really good special teams guy. Goff is starting to look more and more comfortable as the days go on. We're still early. I guess he's light years ahead of where he was last year where he is now. So that's a good sign. You know, not acquiring, but promoting Ben Johnson as the offensive coordinator, I think really has helped Goff. And we've talked about this till we're blue in the face. He needs to improve. It looks like he's getting more comfortable. He has an OC that he actually gets along with. Apparently there was rumors last year that he wasn't getting along with Anthony Lynn. So who knows how true that is, but that's what I was reading. He seems to have more of a relationship with Ben Johnson. We'll see where that goes from there. He does still, though, at least throw one really bad pass each practice, like really bad. I guess Charles Harris dropped back into coverage on one play, and Goff never even seen him. Goff threw the ball right at Charles Harris. I don't know if it was picked. I never seen the report, but he threw it right at him. So it was either picked or just knocked down. Who knows what happened? But he needs to have better vision. He was trying to hit Amon-Ra St. Brown on a play, so he needs to be more aware. He needs to have way better vision. Blau took second team reps on day 4 as well. Boyle did have a play action pass that fooled everyone in the building into looking at the running back coming out. They all thought the running back had the ball, and then he just left Tom Kennedy wide open down the middle of the field for a nice, which would have been a nice score. So it was just a really nice pass by Tim Boyle. JT Barnett, you know, the old OSU quarterback that we recently just hired as an offensive assistant. He was throwing passes out there to wide receivers during some individual drills, slinging the ball 40 yards apparently with ease. He was with the quarterback coach Mark Brunell most of the day, so take whatever that is. You know, why people might want to start. Reporters and journalists, they might start wanting to stir in the pot here a little bit, telling us that JT Barrett's throwing 40-yard dimes with ease, telling us that he's doing individual work with the wide receivers throwing balls. I don't think he's going to be the number 4 guy here. I don't think he's going to apparently just all of a sudden dress up and practice. I think JT Barrett's quarterback aspirations are done. NFL as a player, I think they're done. I really do. He's had that tryout with 3 or 4 different other teams. He's never dressed a regular season game. He can't even win a backup job. He was just one of those guys that was a phenomenal college quarterback that just couldn't translate to NFL. I really don't know what to tell you on what his deal was. I don't follow the Seahawks. I don't follow the Saints. And I don't follow the Steelers. Those are the 3 teams that he tried out for. Then he had a shot in the XFL, and then I think it was XFL, but he did make the roster on the Edmonton Elks team, who used to be called the Edmonton Eskimos. But apparently they changed their name a couple years ago. I did not know that. But I think his NFL dreams of being a player are done. That's just my opinion. I don't know what's going on here, but he's hanging out with Mark Brunell. So whatever he's trying to do here, maybe they're grooming him to be the quarterback coach. Who knows? Eventually. Swift out here impressing as well. Still taking an inside run that got bottled up, bounced it to the outside, and just outran everybody. This is what Swift does. He's got the speed. He's got the ability. He's got the vision. There's a big gain of 24 yards before someone got an angle on him, and in the secondary, don't know who made the tackle. But this is what Swift does. His whole thing is not talent. We know he's talented. It's health. So he's just got to stay healthy. Now, Chark had a really easy drop, but showed up on the next play, fighting through traffic and tight coverage to outmuscle a defender and on a tough ball on the sidelines. DJ Chark is a super impressive wide receiver. He's tall, he's lean, he's lanky, he's got good feet, he's got good hands normally, and he showed his veteran leadership, and he showed that he can, that he's just a baller. He's another guy that we need to stay healthy, and we'll go from there. Many weapons on this offense, but it really seems like Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be not just the feature, but he's going to be focused a lot on this year, coming on in this offense. Think about that for fantasy football. It just seems like he's featured on many calls, focusing on getting him the ball and getting him matched up with guys like with linebackers and safeties, guys that he can outmaneuver, outthink with his creativity, with his route running. He's just a really smart player. He's a smart, heady player. He's not going to destroy you physically. He's not going to run by you. He's just a smart football player, and they're just trying to find matchups that will benefit him. I love it. This wide receiver 5 and 6 is still a battle. I guess some of the guys that were looking at the 5 and 6 didn't have the greatest of days on Saturday. Cephas making some mistakes out there, even getting himself pulled off one play off the field because he lined up in the wrong spot. Can't have that. Antoine Randall, Dan Campbell are not going to put up with that kind of stuff. And I guess Trinity Benson, who's going for that number 5 or number 6 as well. No different, man. He ran a wrong route. Coaches were not very happy about it, and they let it be known. So 2 guys that need to step up daily. They need someone needs to grab that number 5 spot. Don't know who it's going to be because we already got our 4, man. You know it's Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Reynolds. You got Khalif Raymond in there, and then eventually J-Mo. So it's just the top 3 are there for sure. Then the 5 and 6 so could be a work in progress. This coaching staff really loves tight end Garrett Griffin, guy that came over from the New Orleans Saints. Dan Campbell's been around him, so they love his versatility. So Kabinda being out kind of bumped him up a little bit. He was taking some reps as an H-back, as a fullback a little bit, just getting a little more work than he's used to. He is a blocking tight end. He's not going to be a guy that's going to kill you in the receiving game. He's just going to be in there for 2 tight end sets. He's mainly a blocker, but he's getting some love, and they're really liking him right now. So it just, it looks like he's not going to be surpassing Brock Wright anytime soon. Brock Wright, I think right now has a hold of that tight end too. But Griffin's right behind him. So, he seems to be ahead of guys like Shane Zylstra, who I like a lot. Obviously Derek Deese Jr. James Mitchell is kind of a ghost right now. He's still kind of trying to get back in football shape. So you're not hearing nothing about the rookie tight end that we drafted in the 5th round. So he needs to get back into some football shape, and I'm sure he will soon. Matt Nelson appears to be the first reserve of the offensive tackles off the bench. If an injury pretty much happened, he's getting reps at right tackle. Decker had an injury. No, Decker didn't have an injury. Decker had a rest day today. So they moved Sewell to left tackle and put Nelson in at right tackle. So he looks like he doesn't have a grasp of it, Ben. He doesn't have a hold of it yet, but it seems to be right now he's the first offensive tackle off the bench if an injury occurs or something happens. UDFA is the left tackle on the second unit right now. UDFA Obina Eze is in there on the left tackle, second unit. So you like that too. Skipper getting some work done. He's just came back off the NFI list. He's trying to do some walkthroughs, trying to get him back into football shape as well. Another UDFA, Kevin Jarvis, kid that went to Michigan State, bumped up to second team right tackle. So that's a process too. He was doing some drills at right tackle. He's played some guard too as well. So let's see what happens there. I really like Kevin Jarvis, actually. I thought he was a pretty good UDFA pickup, even though he went to Michigan State. Sorry. Jonah Jackson tossed safety Deshaun Elliott through the air, making Elliott kind of look stupid. It was 15 yards downfield, just tossing him like a child, right over, and for a nice gain. So Elliott needs to be a little bit more aware. It's like I said, though, no pads. Not sure if Deshaun Elliott's even going to try to take on a Jonah Jackson, a pulling guard. But you never know. Deshaun Elliott's not right in the head sometimes, man. That kid he plays like a wild child. I think that's why he gets hurt a lot. The pass rush has some juice right now, something that we haven't seen in a long while from this defense. Looks like it might have some juice. So Nelson couldn't handle Charles Harris today at all. Harris seems to be dropping into some coverage, though, a little more this year. putting some more responsibilities on his plate. He's really getting into the mentor role with rookie James Houston as well too. Those guys were seen doing bag work, doing more after practice work, which is something that's really nice. That Amon-Ra St. Brown thing has literally rubbed off on this team, even though James Houston is a rookie and he wasn't here last year. It's just good to see that guys want to better themselves. Julian Akwara even flashed a little bit as well, getting through the line and setting the edge. He needs to be better at setting the edge. He needs to be better at playing the run, though. But his problem is not getting to the quarterback. His problem is playing the run. So he's not perfect, but he's progressing. Austin Bryant, too, creating a little bit of flash as well. He got some pressure as well. He's on the second team as of right now. John Kaminsky, the kid that we picked up out of that played for the Falcons, is stacking and shedding on the edge right now. He's mirroring Aiden Hutchinson. He's taking on double teams on the interior, and he even registered a stack on day 4. He's starting to earn a little more playing time, so keep an eye on John Kaminsky. We'll see what happens there. Cornell getting more work with the number ones too. Deshaun Cornell, another Ohio State University product that the Quinn era drafted him. He's had some trouble off field, and he's had some injuries going on in his career, and now he's getting some number 1 reps. Really like that, man. Even repping ahead of Levi and Ruzarike on a couple plays, but don't get too worked up about that. Well, not just yet. Ruzarike did have a really nice pass deflection, though, that his defensive unit guys were really excited about. So he's in there making plays. Levi's supposed to be the shape of his life, so let's see what happens there. Malcolm Rodriguez, again, is filling gaps with zero hesitation. He's an extremely confident football player. About Malcolm Rodriguez, I talk about Rodriguez a lot. I just want people to be a little bit more, lower your expectations a bit, temper your expectations on him. I think he's going to be a really good special teams guy for this team right away. But he's a very football savvy kid. He's very heady, very smart, intelligent. He knows where to be. He's just got that undersized thing going for him, and he just he needs to stack up some good plays, and I'm sure he will. He fills gaps really nice, man. He's just a confident player. He's a film junkie. So just keep an eye on him, see what happens though. Okudah and Awarie did have a little bit of a scare. They did collide on one play. It was on a crossing route, and they ran into each other. No real damage done, but Amani Awarie was seen spending some time with some trainers after the play, after leaving the field. He said he was good to go, though. He said he was fine. He just needed a little bit of a rest. And nothing on Okudah. He was fine. He got up right away. Nothing. Everybody can breathe. So we can all breathe on that. Then Okudah is making plays out there too as well. Back-to-back plays, showing off his closing speed on an open field tackle. There's one thing about Okudah that I remember through his first couple years that he got on the field. He has exceptional closing speed when making a tackle in the open field on a run or on a screen pass. He gets to the guy really fast. It's just that he's not the fastest guy trying to keep up with players. Apparently, he kept up with Josh Johnson though on a play. I think it was today or yesterday. So he is running well right now. He is running well. He's not a burner by any stretch, but he is at least running well. And he had a really nice pass breakup too as well today. Still looking for that cornerback 4 guy. Bobby Price got some looks today with a nice pass breakup, but then Mark Gilbert kind of did the same thing. They're looking for that 3rd cornerback off the bench. That 4th cornerback, sorry. They got those 3. They got the 3 kind of outside guys that we're going to rely on, I think, all year. Guys like Amani Awarie, obviously, Jeff Okudah, and Will Harris. Those are your guys. They're looking for that 4th outside cornerback right now. So Bobby Price, Mark Gilbert, those are 2 candidates. So we'll see what goes on with that too. Then rookie cornerback Chase Lucas was getting some love from his head coach Dan Campbell. He's loving him up on special teams, saying that he's a really competitive and instinctive kid. It's duly noted. If you're a late round pick, we've talked about this till we're blue in the face as well. When you're a late round pick, your usual destination right away is special teams. And this kid is showing that he can play special teams right now. It's day 4, but it's a good sign. And if you're already getting noticed by the coaching staff, especially your head coach, kudos to Chase Lucas. He's going to make this team. I'm telling you right now, Chase Lucas will make this team. Aubrey Pleasant has obviously noticed it too, so that's a good sign as well. Walker was covering up Hawk on a few routes. I think it's an area that he needs to improve on, so that's a good sign for Tracy Walker. The kicking battle is still continuing. Seibert versus Patterson. They both look good today. Kicks from 33 yards, 38, 43, and 48 yards. And then they add another 54-yarder a little bit later on. Patterson nailed all 5. Seibert missed only the 43-yarder, but he hit everything else, even hit the 54-yarder. But I guess Patterson's been kicking really nice lately. Then the punt return, kick returner is still a race between Raymond and Pimpleton, it looks like. But Godwin and Kabuke was in there with Josh Johnson. Trinity Benson joined that crew. And then even throwing in St. Brown on the occasional rep or two. So St. Brown, I think, is just trying to get work. And they're not going to put him back there unless something really drastic happens. So, but that's it, guys. I'm trying to make these videos a little bit quicker as I can. But there wasn't a whole ton of reporting that I read today. Only from a few guys. So it probably would have been longer. But that's okay. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, get all my videos. Don't forget to like and comment. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. One Pride. Go Lions. Let's go, baby. Boom.